Well, we got the weather we needed the last 2 days. Nice and warm, nice and humid. I think it tested everybody. We pushed them these last 2 days. They responded well. Responded better today than yesterday. Thought we got better today. I just thought it was a well-run practice. I thought coaches were pushing them. I thought the players were pushing. It's good focus. Can't really ask for much more than we got. So with that, I'll let y'all ask what you want to ask.
Did you guys go full pads today?
We did.
Was it a reaction to the tackling the other night?
Some of that and some of the blocking too. If you want to practice certain kind of blocks on the scout team, it's hard to do it without the pads on, cut blocks, things of that nature. So we wanted to keep everybody, in full gear so we could do that as well.
Is it live or
But it's about blocking and tackling.
Is it live or thud?
It was a little bit of live. It's mostly, it was about 50-50. I thought we tackled better today than we did yesterday. That was good.
I'll go then. South Carolina got out to a big early lead last year, so we kind of took Todd Gurley out of the game. What are some of the things that you can kind of try and get him going early?
Well, I think, even if South Carolina scores early or scores twice early, we still need to run our plan. It's a long game, and the one last year did get away from us pretty quick, and we probably weren't able to stay patient with the run as much as we would like to have. That happens every once in a while. You hate it when it does, and sure hope it doesn't happen again, but we'll try to stick with the plan as long as we can, and if we got to change it, we'll change it, but hopefully we won't have to.
Coach, even before Spurrier had Lattimore and the running backs that he has now, has that always been his MO to be this physical on offense?
Well, throughout his career?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think, everybody used to talk about the fun and gun and all that kind of thing, and back when he was at Florida, they threw the ball a lot, no doubt. I mean, Danny Werfel's one of the more prolific passers in SEC history, and he had a string of really good quarterbacks, and throwing and catching was a big part of what they did. But they ran the ball more than people thought. They had their Eric Retz of the world, and who was the other guy that was pretty darn good? Was he there? Was Evan there?
Fred Taylor was there.
Fred Taylor. They had some backs that could run the ball, and Coach Spurrier's always liked running the ball. There might have been more draws in the game plan back in those days. There's a lot more of the power game, things like zone plays and power plays and plays that are just require more of a physical pounding nature than more of a draw set and let the guy work his way through a pass rush. And so he changed. It's pretty dramatic, really, from the fun and gun stuff to what they're doing now.
Mark, John Theus not starting last week. Is that more about what you liked from Colton and Canarius than what you didn't like?
Yeah, and I think on a weekly basis we'll just decide who deserves to start. But yeah, Colton, we like what Colton's been doing.
One more Colton question. He's still maybe trying to figure out exactly where he fits best on the line, because again, he can play so many different spots.
Well, that's the thing. It's in some ways it's good in that he can if he is one of the best five, he may end up anywhere just about. He can do that other than center, I would say. But I don't know if he's going to find one home or not. I think he's kind of our putty guy. The guy that can play more than one spot, spell guys at different positions. if you only can spell a guard, then you never get a tackle, get any kind of a break. So I think he'll end up playing both for, I would guess, throughout the whole year.
Mark, were Langley and Wiggins out there today?
Langley had some issue with his leg that was not severe. As far as we think he'll be able to play. Shaq was running a temperature today enough. I don't know if it was. I don't really know for sure what. I don't think it was a flu, but I know he wasn't feeling well. But we would assume both of them be ready tomorrow to practice.
Coach, the other day you said that it would be tough to get Leonard, Corey, Josh, and Trey on the field together. Have you guys made any progress to seeing how you might get all those guys out?
Well, there's a possibility of getting that done. There's at least one personnel grouping that we can get it done, but a lot will depend on what South Carolina lines up in. I don't know if we can do it out of every personnel group that they show, but there'll be some that they do that will allow us to do that.
Coach, has any decision on Tramel Terry's red shirt possibility been made? And has Malcolm Mitchell going down, will that affect that in any way?
Right. Obviously, Malcolm is going to be out and a medical red shirt. Tramel, my guess is that Tramel would not play this year. That's my best guess right now, but we don't have to determine that for a while. And but you know, we've got some other guys that we think can play. And yeah, it's tough to come off an ACL like Tramel did and really be the best that he could be. And so we know he'll be better, you know, year 5 than he would be right now. And as far as just his ability to play full speed and everything. So, you know, you know, he could play, but right now I'm not sure that he will.
Are Rump and Reggie Davis guys that figure, I don't know if heavily is the right word, but with all the
Well,
injuries?
they're getting reps. They're getting quality reps in practice, and we'll just determine, you know, how many reps or, you know, if any reps or how many reps they'll get as we get closer to the game. And the game may dictate it too, depending on the heat and if anybody's struggling or just how the game's going. Sometimes a game will go at a pace where guys aren't getting blown up, and sometimes guys are getting worn out. So a lot of it might have to do with how well we execute and how long of drives we have and things of that nature. Get a bunch of 3 and outs, which you don't want. I don't know if anybody's going to get too tired.
Your stated goal every year is to win the SECs first, understandable, and for what all that means. Do you even bring up SEC East with the team at this point? Do you discuss it? Because the reality is it's billed as a battle of the SEC East, but really, you know, it hasn't decided anything.
No, it'll go a long way in the East battle. Obviously, I mean, any conference game counts as in the goal of winning the East, and any Eastern Division opponent is even more important than if you play somebody in the West. So, no, it's a big deal. It's on the forefront of our thinking, and I'm sure it is the South Carolinas as well.
I never asked you yesterday, why did you decide to go ahead and reveal Morgan's status?
Why did I?
Yeah.
Because I told Claude if somebody asked me on my call-in show, I'm going to tell them. And if they didn't, I wasn't going to say anything. So I just left it up to the callers.
I also have to ask, because I told them I would, now that secret's out, is there any reason that Belis and Erickson, we can't talk to them and get their story?
Yeah, we just don't want to, they got enough to think about right now. I don't need them becoming media darlings right now.
Is Morgan available for game 3?
He will be.
Anything else?
Okay.